Best thing that can happen, you get back to digger.
Yeah.
Second worst thing, digger's not there when we get back.
Oh, gosh.
So just a reminder, when you're around military areas, places like this, do not pick up anything that you don't know.
You're enjoying our craziness, and we've landed ourselves at Cotter Dam. Where is Cotter Dam? Mr. B, you know I'm bloomin' hopeless with directions. Tell everyone.
So it's about 35k, I'm gonna say west, maybe southwest of Canberra. It is Canberra's main drinking water supply. It was constructed originally in 1913. It served Canberra residents for 100 years, and then they did a rebuild in 2013. But you know the information about the original build. Yeah,
it was really controversial, and the locals really cracked up about it, because you know what was predicted? It was predicted that it was meant to have been built way, way higher. It was meant to be built at, I think it was around about 32 metres. And after construction, it only made it to like just over 18. So it was an absolute disaster, really. And today it is somewhere way over the other side of that new dam wall, as Mr. B just said, that was opened in 2013 and fully submerged in water.
Yep, there were 3 civil engineers, drafts, construction guys, but they don't actually know who originally designed the plan out of the 3 of them.
Very bizarre. All right, well, we're going to show you around. We've decided that this is going to be a little bit of a different episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Because Mr. B's got us mapped out for, well, I say an afternoon, evening adventure.
Correct.
Yeah, so we've got a few really cool things to show you. And I think tonight even, things might get a little bit, shall we say, spooky?
Maybe.
Could do, you never know. But in the meantime, let's have a wander around Cotter Dam. We're going to go back through the town of Cotter and around the area. I think there's another little place we can stop off. But you know what? Who knows where we're going to end up, because it's an adventure.
Yeah, but on the way back, we will show you the Cotter Dam campground.
Yes.
So you can camp, I think it's about maybe 5-minute drive from here.
Not far. We were going to camp there, but
things happened.
Yeah, things happened and we weren't able to stay there. So yeah, we'll stop in and show you that quickly. Then we'll head back to camp ourselves this afternoon. I have packed lunch, so I feel like we do need to find a little spot, Mr. B, for a nice lunch. What do you reckon?
We might do it here, or we might do it at our next location. But I'm thinking here might be the nicer of the 2.
Sounds good.
Locations.
Yeah, and you know what, just in case, because I always like to be prepared, because we are in the middle of a flippin' heat wave. It is currently 34. I know it's overcast and it might not look hot. It is a scorcher. You've already had a weather warning.
Yes, for a heat wave.
Yes.
Up until Thursday.
Oh, it is crazy, crazy, crazy. So I've actually got my swimmers on, but I can't guarantee I am going to hop in, because you said
it looks a bit cold.
So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, let's enjoy Cotter Dam.
Hang on.
Yes.
And for all those lovely people who comment about there going, I don't smile enough.
Oh, are you back to that again? Oh my God, Mr. B, you're hilarious. I'm the loud one, and now you're going to start to smile.
Yep.
I love it.
Well, a lot of people say I don't smile enough.
They do, but he smiles from the inside.
And for the ladies who said to shave it off, I have.
There you go. See, he does listen. So he's smiling more, and he's had a shave. Rod.
Yeah, so the Cotter River here was actually, so from the 1880s, local anglers used to come here and catch trout. But then back in the, I'm just going to read it, the 1930s, 150,000 eggs were being transported here from New Zealand, and then it was over by 1956, over 1 million trout had been released in the Canberra waterways.
Gee, that'd be pretty cool, eh?
That's a lot of trout.
I think you're talking fishy stories now. But I didn't bring the fishing rod.
And if you can see behind us, these like tanks, they were some of the trout tanks where the eggs were cultivated, and then they were released into the rivers.
What was that? But they're bone dry today. Not a fish finger in sight.
Although the Cotter Dam remains a popular fishing spot right up until today.
Yeah, well, it makes sense really, because as we drove in, it was so beautiful, and there's so much picnic area.
There is.
I'm getting hungry too, by the way.
Yeah, I might go have some lunch.
Let's go. Lunchtime. You're still smiling. We got a really easy lunch today. Mr. B didn't give me much warning. Oh, listen to that. We are still loving our soda stream. How good is it? Yeah, Mr. B didn't give me too much warning, but you know what? When you travel full time, as anyone would know, even if you just go camping, how good it wraps. Nice and easy. You got salad too on there, just saying. Such a good spot. We didn't go far.
Tell me
whether
you prefer a salad wrap or a salad roll. I actually like a salad roll, but these wraps are pretty good.
I love these too, but I just got to get into it. Oh dear. You can tell when we've just done a shop, which we just have, because we've got nice greens. So nice healthy greens, isn't that right, Mr. B?
Well, tell them about what else you found that not many other people places stock.
Are you talking with your mouth full? I tell ya. What was that?
Tell the people what you found at Aldi's yesterday and what you said to me about
well, eggs. There has been such a shortage in eggs in Australia. It's bloomin' driving me crazy. And I've been to quite a few states lately, and there's still been a shortage in eggs. However, since I've been in Canberra, which is not long, eggs are full. The shelves are full. So tell me what's going on. Clearly, Canberra gets eggs delivered. So go away, Fly. Fresh eggs.
Probably because all the pollies are here.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we're going to enjoy lunch, and then we'll be back with you. Taking you through the Cotter campsite.
Yeah, it actually looks...
It looks better than what I expected from seeing it on the map. How many are we going to say there? There's 2 on each site, so maybe I'm going to say just roughly, and as I always say, check online. I'm going to say maybe there's about 10 spots for good sized caravans. Then just over behind us here, these are pretty much like a little walk-in camping area for, I'd say, a tent. They've all got a barbecue too there, Mr. B, look at that. And a seat. And water, tables. There's taps.
There's taps, and I've seen most of the caravans that were up here. They've all got water hookup.
Yeah, so definitely no power here, but water hookup for each site.
Electric gas barbecues.
Well, I think they're electric, not gas.
Barbecue.
Well, you can have well, in regards to fires, make sure again you check for fire bans.
It does say in this sign up here, trailers and caravan booking only. Please camp in your allocated spot.
Yeah.
It looks clean.
It looks very clean. There's not a single bit of rubbish around. There are amenities.
Yep, it's just gravel, but I'm going to say it's actually pretty good for what I've seen.
Yeah.
And you're right on the Cotter River. So you've got...
You can flick a line.
Yep.
Flick a line.
Bush.
Go for a drive. It's a real shame that we were unable to get here, but anyway, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so yeah, Cotter camping area. If you're keen, put it on your list.
I'm gonna say I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just from looking at it.
Yeah.
And you even have a laundry and a camp kitchen.
Have you taken me to? What is this place?
I've taken you to Tidbinbilla, right?
I feel like I can't even say that.
Tidbinbilla.
Tidbinbilla.
Yep.
Okay.
So it is Canberra Deep Space Communications Centre.
Yeah.
It's actually owned and run by NASA. So what it does here is the satellite here, or the big dish, talks to satellites and robots and stuff in space. So it also talks to the Discovery robot on Mars. So it actually sends
Like communications.
commands, yep,
Oh.
to that, and then back. But there's over about, I think it's 50 or 60 different space vehicles out there that this actually talks to. So it transmits and receives communications. I do believe when I did it, I came here, it's actually closed now, it has been since 21 due to COVID. It's due to open on the 3rd of December, back into full operation.
Did you come out here with military stuff?
No, I came out here by myself.
Oh. It's a wonder you made it back.
Yeah. Anyhow, so the guy was saying that was doing the talk that this was actually the backup satellite for the 1969 moon landing. So the one at Parkes, which is further north in New South Wales, that was the main one, and this was the backup in case the Parkes went down during their the moon landing.
You're full of facts today.
Yeah, I am.
I tell ya. So hey, and you're still happy. So from where we had lunch, it was actually such a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
Probably about 10 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes,
Yeah,
not
it
too
was
bad.
absolutely beautiful. So unfortunately, there's no way we can get in here, and it is completely a no drone area, and
No mobile phones?
yeah, no mobile phones
You're gonna
either.
be switched into the sign over here that says
What does it say?
all Wi-Fi, mobile and Wi-Fi devices must be switched to airplane flight mode.
Gosh. Photography. Oh, what does that say? Photography and digital video.
Is permitted and welcome.
Oh, okay. Whew,
So
lucky.
yeah, so
We'll
this
go to each
I
other.
reckon this at the moment, there is, when you go to the website, it actually tells you what space, I'm just going to call it a space vehicle, but what it's actually talking to and whether it's transmitting or receiving at that time of the day.
This one here's pretty cool too. Look at that one.
So I think tomorrow this one will be talking to the one on Mars. It's called Transcender or Luminosity space robot in Mars.
Yeah.
It's going to be actually transmitting for the next 2 days and receiving signals from that.
That's pretty cool.
So the Luminosity does have a 24-hour live stream video feed, and I believe this and one at Parkes and some in California, so it switches between, but that's how they get their live stream film back to Earth.
That's crazy.
It also talks to one, there's a satellite around Jupiter that is doing loops, and this also talks to that as well. I think there's about 7 or 8 satellite dishes here, and they all do different things, but this is the main one, and there are other little ones. I'm not too sure whether they're actually redundant systems or whether they're no longer functioning, but yeah, it's quite an interesting place. If you can actually come and get into the facility, there is a cafe and that, and they do a tour and a fairly big talk. It is very interesting if you're into that sort of space side, which I am, so yeah. we're back for the nighttime part of our adventure.
We thought it was actually going to cool down. I'm not sure how well you can actually see this.
32.
It is still 32 degrees.
Oh, hang on.
And
Hang on. 32. What? And...
What are you doing? Oh, are you doing Fahrenheit?
90 for our international viewers. 90 degrees.
No, that would be Fahrenheit.
Yes, Fahrenheit. So our international viewers.
Yeah. Well, you just said degrees again.
Oh, Fahrenheit. 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
So I think the heat's getting to us a little bit.
And 32 degrees Celsius.
So we, we got back from our adventures. We had our dinner. We're waiting for it to cool down.
Yeah.
It is, I think, around about 7:30. I think, because it is daylight savings as well, so that's why it's still quite light.
Yep.
We have no idea what we're going to find, if we are going to find anything, or...
Not sure. We're going to
I'm not sure.
2 locations.
Yep.
Both have, I'm going to say both have been explored by multiple people. I don't know whether I want to mention...
We're not going to mention any names.
Okay.
We won't mention names because everybody does it differently.
Yep.
And everyone has different experiences.
So there have been investigators go out there. Some have found activity. Some have not. The first one we're going to is rumoured to have a lot of unexplained stuff happen there.
I'm intrigued because I have no idea. Mr. B's just decided with coming to Canberra and being in this area that this is definitely something that was on his list to do, and I was just like, you know what, I don't want to know too much.
Yeah, I have driven up there once before, but I do know from reading that now you can't drive to the exact location we want to go to. So it's about a 1.6k walk in.
So we're going to walk in, yep.
I'm just going to have to be careful and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's okay. I find sometimes too, not knowing about a place, especially if you want to go and do an investigation, is probably better, because then you don't have any
preconceived ideas. Yep.
And for both locations for me, I have no idea. We're just keeping it real. If you want to keep watching, keep watching. If you decide that this part of our episode isn't for you, and we know it's not going to be for everybody, but we have, and just on a quick note, we have had so much really good feedback from the last couple of investigations, and even when we went out to the Pilliga and stuff like that. So a lot of people have been keen and have asked us to do actually more of it. So reason why.
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting a second Instagram account, just so that I can put all my stuff on there for people who are more interested. We're not going to go and bash the paranormal every single time. No. It's just sometimes there's things that we see or hear about, and it's something I've always been interested from a young age. So aliens, Yowies, Bigfoot, Yeti, and obviously the paranormal side. I have a few experiences when I was younger with paranormal, and quite drastic experiences. But like men said, not everyone believes, not everyone experiences it. But some of the experts I've spoken to have said when you go with an open mind and an open, I suppose, heart, sometimes it can happen, because the spirits, we're going to call it energy. Yeah. That's what they like to call it, energy. Energy can actually sense when you're open to that, and sometimes are more likely to present or interact with you.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a few devices with us as well.
Test some new ones out.
And we've got a few new things that we want to test out as well. So hopefully we'll be able to use those tonight and show you.
There is a new torch.
Oh yes,
that we got gifted.
Yes. We're not going to say too much about it, but we are going to just put it through its paces tonight.
We're going to put it through its paces, and then we've got another one where we're going to put it through its paces again.
Yeah.
Just so I've got a couple of, not just a 5-minute trial sort of thing, I've got a couple of times when I've used it, and I'll give you the good, the bad. Would I buy it with my own money? So yeah, Amanda will put the link down of the name of the device, and like I said, in the upcoming episodes I will then do another review.
Yeah.
and we will see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at any point in time that you want to ask us about any devices or anything like that we are using, yeah, just honestly flick it down in the comments, or you can always flick us a personal message on our Instagram or our Facebook. Yep. Anyway, we've got to get cracking. We got places to be and investigating to do. So, yep.
It's getting dark and I'm afraid of the dark.
Strap on in, guys, if you're keen, and let's go investigating.
We're at the Air Disaster Memorial at Fairbairn Pines. So we're going to actually walk in, check out the site. I'll just read from the sign because it's easier than trying to remember. So it was a RAF Lockheed Hudson, and it actually crashed just north of here on the 13th of August 1940, and sadly there were no survivors. There was Commonwealth ministers, Chief of General Staff were on board, and the 4 air crew. So when they were coming in, not 100% sure, I think there was storms and cloud and inclement weather. So when they came in, they they crashed over here. Those that didn't die in the crash, the actual ensuring fireball that followed engulfed them all. So we're going to go up to the memorial, and we're going to pay our condolences, as well as just do some little bit of investigation. I've got my torch.
I've got my headlamp. I've got my backpack, and as you probably have noticed, I've actually put my jacket on just in case.
I've got my trusty knife.
Yep.
Just in case. And I've got my ghost busting stuff in the backpack, and we'll show you that when we get there.
Alrighty. And we've left Digger. We've left Digger up here.
I'll just double check him.
We're in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere. We're on the side of this road in Canberra, and near the forest. So we've got to go in. It's I don't know. It's a pretty busy road.
Battle belt on. I feel like I'm back in the military.
You're back in the military?
Battle belt on.
Oh god. Well, you know what? If there's anything lurking in front of Digger, we can get it on the dash cam. Alrighty. What's the time, Mr. B?
8:15.
Alright, so let's chuck it. 8:15. And we're heading into the forest. Woo.
Got my knife.
Hey? Got your knife.
Watch it. Look.
Wow. Prior preparation prevents a performance.
Poor performance. So it's just on dusk. We're walking in now. Mrs. B is going to keep her eagle ears out.
I am.
For anything that I can't hear.
I actually really love it this time of the night. There's just something about it. It's just like the forest and the noises. It's really nice. It feels like it's gone really still as well.
This way.
Yeah.
Come back the other way.
Okay. It's feeling really still all of a sudden, isn't it?
Yep.
That wind's really dropped down.
Across there and then up. There you go. There he is.
I don't know if there's another one over there next to it. He might come.
Down here. Oh, heavens.
So we've seen a fair few kangaroos, and we've seen a few rabbits. So this fence line's part of the military base, Mr. B?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
It's actually it's a training area. It has a sign down the bottom saying that there could be unexploded ordnance here, and if you do find anything on that side of the fence, even on this side of the fence, you should never pick anything up that looks like a UXO or unexploded ordnance that includes flares or anything like that, because you don't know the state of them, and some of them could have had a malfunction. As soon as you pick it up, they could go off. So just a reminder, when you're around military areas, places like this, do not pick up anything that you don't know.
I've actually taken my jacket off. It's that hot. We were actually thinking like
Still 29 degrees though.
Tonight was actually meant to get quite cool quite fast, but it's actually still sitting at around about 29, which is really unusual. But I think it's because we had so much cloud cover today, it's actually really kept the heat in. So yeah, I've stripped my jacket off.
And we did have like you told them earlier,
yeah,
a heat wave warning.
Yeah, that was earlier. Well, I think when we set off it was, you know, give or take mid-morning, because then we stopped for lunch and stuff. So yeah, I definitely think that the heat's been trapped under the clouds. So it's making it probably a little bit more enjoyable than being freezing cold.
Yeah, last night it was very windy and very cold very early.
Yeah, true. We've just made our way to cut into the actual forest, and it's probably going to be around about, I reckon, 100 metres from here.
Quite dark in here.
Yeah, it's so still. We've not heard a single bird or
I think we can actually cut back through that way.
Anything. We've only seen the kangaroos
on the way back. So I know.
Oh well.
What could be scary?
Oh dear. What's the worst that can happen? We get lost in the forest, right?
Die.
Don't say that.
That's the worst that can happen.
Yeah.
Just go straight to death, babe.
Oh my god.
Worst that can happen, die. Best thing that can happen, you get back to Digger.
Yeah.
Second worst thing, Digger's not there when we get back.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. We're so close now. So close.
I know some of you may think you guys are crazy walking through the bush in the middle of the night.
Well, it's not the middle of the night.
Well, beginning of the night, you know, it's pitch black out here. There's just the two of you. It's a bit of mind over matter, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
If you let the forest and the darkness engulf you, it starts to play a little bit on your mind.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of military operations where it's been pitch black, and sometimes you've just got to not let your mind wander, keep your mind occupied. I've been on an exercise where the entire section left me behind in the bush, and I was by myself with no one else for about 20 kilometres, and I had to make my way back in the pitch black.
There it is.
So there was 10 crew members. There were 4 crew and 6 passengers. They were heading to the Commonwealth Ministers and the Chief of Staff from Melbourne to attend a cabinet meeting. I'll see if I can say how it actually happened. It did say the thing I was reading that was to do with the weather. So there was a brigadier, the Honourable James Fairbairn member, Sir Henry Gullett, he was the Vice President of the Executive Council, General Blundell, Lieutenant Colonel Thornwaite, Mr. Elford, Flight Lieutenant Hitchcock, Pilot Officer Wisner, Corporal Palmer, and Aircraft Class 1 Crosdale. But we're here not to disrespect anything. As most of you know, I'm pretty much a military. I like to go and do the history and stuff of things, and I never go there with the sense of being derogatory, condescending or anything like that. Most of the time I come and it's basically to pay my respects and condolences Tonight though, we just want to come here, and we did hear that there are some paranormal, not just with the crash. There was supposedly a young girl that was murdered up here as well, and some people have actually heard her screams and stuff like that. So just going to hang around for a little bit, just be quiet. The 13th of August 1940. There was a big plane crash here. A military aircraft went down with 10 people on board. Those that didn't die in the crash died from the fire. We're just here to hear your story. We're not here to harm you. My name's Dave, and my wife's name's Amanda.
Robbery.
Was someone robbed up here? If you could show your presence, I have a green device over there that's flashing lights. I also have these things called cat balls. I will show them to you. She say please go?
Yep.
Why would you like us to leave? Am I scaring you? Do not many people come here and you're afraid of us? Are you near? Because I've just got a tingly cold feeling over me. Like I said, if you can show me you're here, tell me your name or...
Up here.
I know this isn't the exact crash site precisely. I know it's about 20 or 30 metres out from where the actual crash was. But if you can light up those little balls, I'll get Mrs. B. She'll touch one and she'll show you what it does. When you touch that, it will light up. You just got to move it.
He's touching you.
That's what it will do. If you can touch one to let us know that you're here.
So we're just running the Ghost Tube app through my phone. You can probably actually hear the planes flying over, because literally the airport is probably, how far away from us, Mr. B? The airport, not far.
The airport, about 2 kilometres if that. If you're behind me, make yourself known. Can you tell me what your name is? Are you one of the crew of the plane that crashed? Or are you the girl that was murdered that up here?
Flames. Flames.
Flame.
Flames from the fire.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I know the flame, there was a big fireball after the incident, and the personnel that didn't die in the actual crash died in the actual flames and fire afterwards. Are you able to tell me your name, please?
Shovel.
Ah. Well, the girl was buried up here.
Oh, okay.
Are you able to let me know? I know you did say flames, and that sort of leads me to think that you're part of the air crew, but then the shovel makes me think that you may have been the girl that was up here. I'm going to get my little device over here. I'm going to put it on this log over here. If you could come and touch it for me, that would be greatly appreciated. It'll just let me know that you're here and let me know that I'm actually talking to someone.
Monster.
Monster.
Monster. Yes, the guy that was up here that killed the girl, he was a monster. He was a very, very bad person. There's no need to be afraid anymore. No monsters are going to come tonight.
Who is she?
Who is she? Who is she?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
What's making you uncomfortable? Please. Low. You're feeling low, are you? We've got 5 more minutes and then we're going to go. I'm going to leave the torch off for a little bit. So if you'd like to come touch one of those balls, you'd like to touch the machine up there, that would be great.
We're quite surprised that the EMF hasn't registered at all. I feel like the ghost tube has definitely said a few words relevant. And did you have a, like when we first were over there?
Closer.
Look closer.
Lady of the night.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Okay. If you are here and you are the lady of the night, could you possibly show us something by moving the cat balls?
Does this light remind you of a lady of the night?
That was an interesting one.
But it is weird that the EMF has not. It's on the right setting too. I've checked it.
Well, from our last investigation we did, it was quite active. So it's definitely just not picking up anything. But that's okay.
That is okay.
It is so still here, other than the odd bug.
Okay, we're going to get ready to go. I'm going to start packing up some of my stuff. I'm going to leave the cat balls out for a couple more minutes. If you'd like to touch them, or the EMF reader, I might keep the EMF reader on while we're walking back and see if we pick up anything else in the forest.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can hear us. Okay. Is there anything you'd like to tell us if you can hear us? We'd like to know anything that you'd like to share with us.
I'd like to know that you're at peace now. You could possibly cross over. I know
Not
some.
even close. Watching you.
Not even close, watching you.
You're watching me? Okay.
Come forward.
Come forward.
I'm just going to turn my light on so I don't trip over. Are you in front of me? You hiding in the forest?
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah. Okay, well thank you for chatting. We're going to pack up now. And we're going to head back. Thank you for sharing with us. we're going to head off now. Maybe we'll come back another time.
Well, we've just about made it back. That was probably just under 2 hours, I reckon, wasn't it, Mr. B? Just under, I reckon.
Yep.
So we made it back. We heard a few noises in the bushes.
Yeah.
We saw a few critters. But overall, I'm going to say it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We just got to see that the digger's still parked on the side of the road.
I'm not going to say there was something out there. I'm not going to say there wasn't. There was a couple of words that came through on GhostTube that were pertinent, but then there was a lot of stuff that just didn't seem to make a lot of sense either. So,
I agree. And the EMF reader really had no results at all tonight.
None at all, and
no movement from the cat balls.
no movement from the cat balls. So as soon as you touch them, they will start to flash bright colours.
Yeah.
But at the Pilliga, at I didn't have the EMF reader at Blundell.
No, we didn't.
But
we didn't use
at
that one.
Scone, I had a lot.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot there.
And also at Dubbo.
Yes, we did.
We had a lot of reading on the EMF. So I don't know. You know, there's the 10 military and civilians up here, and then there's a young girl that was murdered up here, and people have said they've heard screams and stuff like that. And when the road used to be open and you could go up there, people would have cars just automatically stop, lights turn off, the radio in the car not working. And then there's a story that 3 young girls came up here one night. They got out of the car, but they left their high beams on. They left the car running, and then they heard the scream of a girl. Then the car just died. They jumped back in the car and wouldn't start for about 10 minutes, and all they could hear was this girl screaming. And then the car started and they drove off. But, you know, is it someone playing a prank? People come out here and play stupid games and stuff like that. So
Play stupid games?
win stupid prizes.
Stupid prizes. So we've just made our way to the second investigation site that we're actually doing tonight, which is called Blundell Cottage.
Yes.
Whereabouts is the exact location? I know we are pretty much in the city of Canberra.
We're just down to the east side of Lake George, just below Anzac Parade. So Blundell Cottage has been here before the lake was actually built. It was just a creek.
Success.
We've just got GhostTube on at the same time.
And the actual cottage was
I
originally...
told her.
Okay.
It was originally built by the owners for the caretaker that was here, and then after that happened, the actual Blundells moved in here and lived in here for ages. Now, there is a story that a young girl was here.
Flora was her name.
Flora, she was wearing flannel pajamas, and she was near a hot iron, and the actual iron set her flannel pajamas on fire and she burned to death. Now, the story is that she will move stuff around the cottage overnight to different rooms, and sometimes you will actually smell burning flesh. So we're just here tonight. I have had a couple of comments saying disrespectful and come back. Told that we weren't being disrespectful and we couldn't come back because Blundell Cottage is only open on a Saturday between 10 and 2. It's free entry for anyone that wants to come.
And that's when it is said that the volunteers here at the museum have had on a regular basis strange things, if you want to call it, happen in the cottage. The other thing that I thought was really interesting, as Mr. B said, about the burning flesh smell, that seems to come
Gasp.
come through when it's said to, like, somebody is wearing a necklace, because evidently when Flora unfortunately burnt to her death, she was wearing a necklace. So people have said if they've been wearing a necklace, they actually feel quite hot and they smell the smell. So.
Yeah, but the volunteers also say they have this weird feeling that anywhere they go in the cottage, that they're being watched, and as soon as they walk outside the cottage, that feeling goes away. I don't know whether that's because they know the story, and that, but like I said tonight,
I'm not from here.
You're not from here? Okay. But like I said earlier, when we were up at the Air Memorial crash site, I had no feelings that I was being watched. I didn't have any cold tingles down the back of my spine. It felt like it was daytime. It wasn't like scary at all. But like, you know, some of the other places we've been, Scone.
Hair standing on the back of your neck.
Yep, something touched me on the back of my neck, and when we moved towards the building, it said demonic. And what was the other word? It was like it was going to appear.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But we legged it then.
It basically said demonic and something else, and I said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And we spoke to our friends who are right into this, and they said, yeah, that was probably a good idea not to do that.
So this area, getting back to you guys not knowing this area, it is, I'm going to say, in quite a busier area in Canberra, and it's quite lit up because it's such a beautiful refurbished cottage. It looks absolutely stunning. There are a lot of lights on which don't turn off. Yeah, we might
This is probably to deal with a bit of security and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. I sort of was peeping through the windows, and it looks absolutely beautiful in there. I saw a baby's bassinet, an old wrought-iron bassinet, and then there was a bedroom. So I'm sure that perhaps, you know, they've had furniture from that era as well. So yeah, we might just sit for a little bit and see if anything comes through.
Sometimes you don't get anything.
Yeah.
So a lot of the thing with the ghost tube is you have to put it into contextual of what's happening at the moment. So sometimes, like, I'm not sure. There's no real answer to that, but we always try to debug what it's saying. But then you'll get specific words that are pertinent to us.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Specifically.
Yep.
Which is a bit freaky. But most of come back. So whoever's talking to us has asked us to come back a couple of times. I said I can't come back because we're not going to be here on Saturday. Maybe Flora's only inside the building and she's wanting us to come back so that we can actually go inside the building. We might move around a little bit.
Yep.
We went to the dark side just because it's not so well lit up and that. We just thought it may be a little bit more.
It's absolutely beautiful, but so nice. Alrighty, let's do that.
Okay, we'll just sit here for a little bit and then we'll move on.
I'm right here.
Where are you? Right here. Are you in front or behind me?
Be quiet.
Oh, she said be quiet.
Well, I was knocking on the door. I was actually tapping on the door.
Yeah, I heard you and she told you to be quiet. She's not going to knock on the door anymore. Did you hear her knocking on the door? As soon as you started knocking, she said be quiet. She didn't like it when you knocked the first time. She told you to be quiet. And when you knocked on the window, she said stop it.
So I actually used the door stopper that was on the door the first time. But that was quite interesting because I actually did it a couple of times and then we got a response.
Closer. Yeah, but as soon as you started knocking, she said be quiet after your second knock, and then when you knocked on the window, she said stop it. Or I don't know who it is because
I told her, shoo.
Please go. So that was a bit interesting. I don't know whether it got captured. When Amanda was knocking on the door, it said, "Be quiet." And then when she tapped on the window, it said, "Stop it." And then when Amanda started talking, it told her to be quiet and shoo.
I definitely feel that Flora was there. Definitely. When I was peeping through the last window and I tapped on it, I literally, and it's still about 28 degrees.
Yeah.
It's warm. I literally had goosebumps down both of my arms. The hairs were standing up, and I just had sort of like little pins and needles down my legs. And I'm not just making that up.
That's probably just energy.
But yeah, it was actually interesting peering through the windows.
When you knocked on the back door though,
Yeah.
I said, "Can you hear Amanda knocking on it?" She said, "Not really,
Yeah.
but I'm in the dark."
Okay.
So whether, because the
Yeah.
house is like pitch black.
Yeah. Well, there is, I think, from what I could see on that side near that door, it looked quite dark. But on this side where you were sitting, through those windows, you could see a little bit of light because I could see the furniture.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to say that possibly Flora was here and we did have a slight interaction. So
Maybe.
that was pretty cool. But take it however, guys. I think we're going to wrap tonight up.
Yep.
We've done probably another good hour and a half here.
Yeah.
So it's cracking on to nearly midnight.
Yeah.
I think we're going to call it quits.
Yep.
We've done enough tonight. So I think on that note, Mr. B.
Go on adventures, have fun. Please always remember, when you're out there, be safe. And remember, spooky isn't always spooky.
No, it's not. But I hope you enjoyed it. See you next episode, guys.
Okay.
Who knows where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing.